Hello and Merry Sussmas! My name is Lauren and I'm going to be your child teacher for the Merry Sussman event on Outschool. I have 5 days of Among Us for your kiddo. And whether you are the student or the parent, I would love for you to watch this video. I'm just going to go over a couple of things so that you know what to expect. The first thing is, sometimes I get students that come to an Among Us game and they've never played before or they don't have it downloaded. It is imperative that you download the game before your student comes. You have the option to download on your computer from the site Steam. You can also go to the Apple App Store and download it from there. You can go to the Google Play Store and it's there. And I just heard yesterday that the Nintendo Switch will now allow you to play Among Us on it. So if your child has a Nintendo Switch, that's another option for them that's brand new. There is a free version of Among Us that you can download from the App Store and from Google Play, and I'm actually not quite sure about Nintendo. But if you download it from Steam, or if you want the ad-free version, it's about $5. But that makes it so that your child isn't seeing any ads that could be questionable, and it makes our gameplay move along just a little bit faster. While they're in my class, it would be very helpful for them to have 2 screens available. They can play on a smartphone, which is what I typically do, but to also have a computer available where they can be on our Zoom call, that's also very helpful. Some students will try to split their screen on their computer, and what I've noticed is that sometimes they get kicked out of the game, out of the Among Us game, if they try to go back and talk on the Zoom chat. So if they can have 2 different devices, that's really helpful. Next, I have some rules for my class. They're the same with all of my Among Us classes. So whether you come to Merry Sussmas, Happy Crew Year, my ongoing, or my one-time class, I just have these couple of rules. The first is that your child should not come and plan to use hacks in my class. I ask students to turn off the hacks so that it's a fair game. When they get to the classroom, I ask that students change their Zoom name. They can rename themselves, and I can help them with this in class. I'm just giving you a heads up here. Change their name so that it says, change their name in Zoom so that it says their name and also their name in game. So for me, my name is Lauren Snyder, and you'll see a little backslash and then teacher. If your child uses their name in game, that's fine. They do not need to change it. They can just let me know when they get to class that day that, hey, I'm Lauren in game and out of game, and then we'll know. During the games, when we're actually playing, I ask the students turn off their video and their audio. Now, you might wonder, like, why would we do that? Well, normally when you play Among Us, the student or the players, normally when you play Among Us, the players will interact in the game, and then there are set up discussions. And during the discussion, you say what kind of thing you saw, who you think is sus, or what you saw them do, or whatever it is. And because we're not going to use that chat for this game. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to come onto the Zoom and we're going to chat vocally. Like, we are going to speak our words rather than use the chat box. So I ask students to turn off their sound and their video so they don't give away any information when we're not in those discussion sessions. I also tell students that the person who reports or calls an emergency meeting is the first person to talk. When we have our audio and our video off, we'll come back at certain points and we will all chat together. The first person that should talk when we do that should be the person that called the meeting or reported. The kids will understand that if you don't. In the game, you get killed, right? And you become a ghost. When you are a ghost, you are not allowed to talk in our discussions. You are not to say, hey, it was brown, vote brown, because you are no longer part of the game in that way. I do tell students, make sure you still do your tasks because you can still win that way. And you can still watch and listen to the discussion and, you know, and take part in that way. A couple other things. First, some students come late to my class. I like to get started as soon as I can. I will usually take some time to go over the rules and make sure everyone gets into the game before I actually start the game. So most likely I will do this only at the first class. I'll go over the rules that I just went over in case anyone did not get to hear them, and then we'll start the game. If your child comes late, It happens. I understand. If we've already started a game, your child will not be able to join that round. Now, don't panic. It doesn't mean that you're missing out on the whole class. What that means is your child might miss 5 to 10 minutes worth of gameplay. Okay, but as soon as we finish that round, your child can join in again, and they can be on Zoom with us the whole time. Okay, so they can still be there. They just won't be in that particular round. Now, this one's for parents. If you have a younger student, many of you have enrolled students that are just a little bit under the age range, which is okay. I don't mind, but I want you to please be aware that there are, at this point, kids, I think the youngest I have is 6 all the way up to 12. And I have noticed in past games that some of those younger kids, some of those 6, 7, 8-year-olds, tend to feel very frustrated, hurt, disappointed when someone is telling them that they believe that they're suspicious in the game. Okay, it's just difficult for them. They're not prepared for it. So if you could just take a minute to prepare your child and remind them that this is not like a personal attack. This is not, it's just the game. It's just how it's played. So I would love to have your kid come. They are totally welcome. Just please make sure that they're prepared for this. And I'm not saying that because I don't take control of my class, but I do want to make sure that your child is prepared for the gameplay. All right, that's everything that you need to know to prepare for Merry Christmas. For many of you, I will see you tomorrow. For others of you, I will see you sometime within the next week. I can't wait. I love Among Us, and I'm really looking forward to playing with your children. I hope that you all have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Merry Christmas.